Hello, I'm Alina Tran, and our game is Game 6. Unfortunately, when recording the gameplay, our audio cut out, so I'll be explaining what's happening. So at the beginning of the game, we each will have to declare which game number we are. I'm gonna be player 1, and Gianna is gonna be player 2. After we pick that, the prize card will reveal, and in this case, it's Ace of Spades, and we're gonna be able to bid. I'm gonna be the first one to bid since I'm player 1. I'm gonna pick the card 6, so I press the button on the bottom and it's gonna turn green, and then I use my phone. I shake my phone in order to submit the bid into ThinkSpeak. After that, it's gonna say bid is submitted, waiting for opponent. Then Gianna on the other side will pick, in this case, she picks 7, and she will do the same thing. And after that, our cards will flip. It will reveal who wins. Since Gianna won, her background would turn green and her prize tracker would say you, and then the prize card that she won, which is Ace of Spades, and it's gonna say 1. And then since I lost, the background's gonna turn red, and the prize tracker is gonna say opponent 1, so I didn't win anything. This game is supposed to have 13 rounds, but unfortunately, after the first round, it didn't work. Like the bid won't submit again after that. So it's supposed to be after 13 rounds, the prize tracker will tally up who has the most points, and then whoever has the most points will win. Thank you.
Did the core functionalities and applied ThinkSpeak into our game. So over here at the properties, this is where I added the channel ID, the write API key, the read API key, and then this is player 1 logical equals true, so it could be false for the second player, so they can't be player 1 as well. And then your player value double, which is just to make sure that player 1 is 1 and then player 2 is 2. And then deck seed double, which is just to make sure that the seed is randomized each for the prize deck. So over here at the new game function area, first I did to clear the score table so it doesn't save data every time we run it. I did this, and then at the start of the game, I made sure that show card backs and update hand buttons were there. And then this is just to make sure that when player 1 and player 2 are designated now, player 1 gets to bid and then has to wait for player 2 to bid. And then the random seed is to let ThinkSpeak know that both players are playing at the same time, and this is just to check. And then over here, this is like in case the deck seed doesn't work, but when it does, after the players pick who they which player number they are, the card deck will show. And then once it shows, it should be random. It's randomized each game. So over here, this is the random number generator, and this is just to make sure that the deck seed is different every time the game runs again. And then over here at show card decks back, this is just to make sure that the back of the cards are not showing. And then once after the players pick who they are, it will the prize deck will show first, like basically the first card, the prize card. And then over here, this is just to send the bid to ThinkSpeak, so ThinkSpeak knows that both players have sent it in, and that ThinkSpeak can send back, oh, you are ready to like flip the card. So yeah, and then over here for each push button, I did the app cell IDX equals 1, and then update hand buttons. This is just to make sure that the buttons work and that it works fine. I did it for every function, so yeah, every button function. But yeah, that's what I did. I also did a lot of debugging in this because there were a lot of complications, but that was my main thing. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Felix, and I am responsible for adding some of the foundational parts of this game, as well as the sound effects and visual effects. I'm going to start off with the function accel_poll. So this function constantly polls the accelerometer continuously throughout the game, and we are using it to detect whether the phone is being shaken or not, and we are using the shake feature of a phone for each player to place the bids. I have also added the showing the back of the cards between each round. So if there is less than or equal to 13, which is the total number of rounds or cards in the prize deck, that means the game can continue, and we are going to flip it back from the front of the card to the back of the card, so we can continue to the next round. I've also added the prize card user interface. So the prize card is going to reset after each round, and when the prize card is shown for the next round, it is on top of it, it is going to say the prize card itself as well as the valuation. I also worked on revealing the cards, which is going to happen after both players have confirmed and submitted their bids, and then both players' cards are going to be revealed before determining the winner of the round. So after both bids are being read by ThinkSpeak, it is going to reveal both cards. I also worked on some of the sound effects and visual effects of the game. So for the sound effects, there is a total of 5 different sounds, and these are initialized at the beginning. We have a sound for when you click on a different card in your hand, a confirm sound for when you confirm a bid, a different sound for when both bids are revealed, and a win and a lose sound for the players that wins and loses that round. The visual effects are over here, and we have the glow card function, which is glowing the button right under the card, and when you click on a different card in your hand to select it, it is going to glow blue before turning back to green. And when you have chosen the card as your bid, it is going to flash blue and green. Next, there's also the animation for flipping both players' cards, their bids. And this is done with shrinking the image of the back of the cards and then enlarging it again. And when it enlarges, it will show the front of the cards for both bids. The last visual effect I have added is the background flash. So after each round, the loser of the round is going to see a red flash, and then the winner is going to see a green flash.
And for our project, I worked on creating the GUI and making sure or implementing core functions to make our game multiplayer, and think about what components we need to make it multiplayer. I also worked on debugging and debugging the whole code. For example, I worked on debugging the update hand, which was originally randomized buttons not correlating with the images, but now they do, and they disappear after you've already used that card for a bid. I also worked on creating the send states to ThinkSpeak function to help with making the game multiplayer. This basically sends your player value and your bid to ThinkSpeak, to a field in ThinkSpeak, and then the read states from ThinkSpeak will read the most recent state every it will just read the most recent state, and then this wait for other player uses this read states from ThinkSpeak to, it's more specific for player 1, so after player 1 bids, they will keep reading states from ThinkSpeak until they see that player 2 has bid, and these functions go into the sell pull function, which is just our sequence of our round. So basically it detects a shake, and then you place your bid, and then you send your information like your bid and state to ThinkSpeak, and then you wait for the other player, and once this wait for other player is surpassed, then you're able to resolve the round and reveal the cards. And one error that we had was that the acceleration and time at the beginning, there's a bug, so we're not able to detect a second shake, and even though we're able to run one round fully, and but we're not able to move on to a second round because the shake isn't being able to be detected. But this should be the last bug, and then we should be able to run all 13 rounds and finish the whole game, but we're unable to solve this last bug. And yes, I also helped yeah, just debugging the whole game and making sure everything is working. Another note that we wanted to say about our project was that a lot of time we had a lot of issue with MATLAB, so a lot of time was wasted on that. Like, for example, our run button would be stuck on pause even after we just opened the application, and this prevented us from running the app and finding bugs, or like just seeing how our code works. And also to like run multiplayer, because two out of 3 of us were having this error, so 2 of us couldn't play the multiplayer together. And yeah, a lot of time was just wasted on that, like trying to fix it, even though that was very difficult. But we did find a solution with Safari, but now Safari also doesn't work, so yeah. And then we also spent a lot of time waiting because we didn't have the premium ThinkSpeak license until like the day before the due date. So that wasted a lot of our time that we could have spent, progressing our code. And that's all we wanted to mention. But we spent a lot of time on this code, and we wish we didn't have all that time spent on MATLAB issues instead of coding issues. Thank you.